I've been shipping Bumblebee, the ship between Blake and Yang, for years. I might be one of the first, if not the first content creator to really cover videos regarding Bumblebee too. So it's hilarious to me that there's a fanatical side of the RWBY fandom who is so obsessed with Bumblebee that they come after me too because I criticize the ship. Because at the end of the day, man, a ship's just a ship. It's not that important. It's entertaining. But the show has actual important things going on. Like, oh, I don't know, the relics and saving the world. These are things that matter in the RWBYverse. Who dates who doesn't really matter. Shouldn't really be the main focus. But that is the main focus for a lot of people. So they get all bent out of shape when things don't go their way. And what they're bent out of shape about today, well, the last 24 hours or so, specifically is hilarious because it's not even canon. These people are absolutely outraged about the Viz RWBY Manga because let's take a look at this Reddit post, for example. This one describes the so-called issues. It says, how the RWBY Manga just destroyed 2 title characters. Warning, extreme salt. We're not going to read this whole thread because I want to go take a look at some hilarious tweets. But we'll read the first introduction because that gives some backstory into why people are outraged right now. Let's see what they say. I apologize if this gets classified as a rant. While I am very salty over this, it's not my intention to come off that way. So I apologize ahead of time if this is classified as such. As anyone who follows the RWBY Viz manga knows, recently they had a chapter covering the dance arc. There have been several changes to it that have left a lot of people unhappy. But the biggest one being that Yang and Blake's conversation in Burning the Candle concerning Yang's backstory and her and Blake's motivations was completely cut. Now, the manga condenses things. It's cut a lot of things. This is just something that they're choosing to complain about, it sounds like. Because, you know, they only apparently watch and read this stuff for Blake and Yang. They don't seem to really care about the actual issues in Remnant. This is what they're so mad about. Let's continue on. One more paragraph. This is, without exaggeration, one of the worst moves they could have made. Removing it in the manner, but okay. Removing it in the matter they did not only completely destroys any sense of them having a close bond, even just as partners, but also completely destroys both Blake and Yang individually as characters as well. Why? Let's discuss. Well, actually, we're not going to go read your wall of text right now. We're going to go on Twitter and take a look at some of how hilarious this is. So normally, as you guys know, I like to make my own document that also condenses things, keeps it nice and neat. But there's so much rage right now about this that I can't even condense it really, man. There's just so much stuff. So we're just going to go to a Twitter search and take a look. Let's just start with this one. Let's see. Viz Manga erases Yang's moment with Blake from... These people can't even type. They're so mad. This is another typo right here. From buttoning the candle. Wow. Okay. That's a weird typo, man. Her backstory and states Blake owes Sun a dance/romance. DC Comics, the Wise chapter was a mess, but we ain't about to let this crisis continue. Oh my gosh. Release the bees. All the character depth. Wow. So again, man, let's just take a look at those typos. That's hilarious. Continue. Buttoning. When you're so mad you can't even type right, I think maybe you should just get off the internet and chill out, you know? Maybe just chill out a little bit. So let's dissect this a little bit and then we'll get to some other ones. Erases Yang's moment with Blake from Burning the Candle, her backstory, and states Blake owes Sun a dance/romance. So again, let me point something out. This is not a canon manga, with a caveat. You see, it's somewhat of a complicated situation. Miles and Carrie had said before something along the lines of, it's canon until it's not. Very convoluted answer. But let's take a look at the opinions of the people who are complaining about this right now. Searching up on Twitter, manga, canon, RWBY. And let's see what they write. Friendly reminder that the DC Comics and official manga are only canon if they don't directly contradict the show, which the latest manga chapter does, so implying it's not canon. This one says, remember guys, the RWBY manga ain't canon. This one says, I never thought RWBY manga was canon, so again, implying it's not canon. I think the RWBY Viz manga is not canon. I'm glad the RWBY manga isn't canon. A lot of these people, here you go, another one. The manga/comics have a different simple rule. Things shown in the show but not in the comics or manga are still completely canon. Whatever the reason for not having them, the supplementary doesn't contradict the show. They don't really have ground to stand on. The manga has been directly stated as not overriding main show canon, so saying it's not canon. So their big argument is that, oh, this isn't even canon. So if it's not canon, why are you freaking out about it so much? That's what I want to know. You guys are all saying it's not canon as your defense about this latest chapter, or whatever you want to call it in the manga. And if you're going to use the argument it's not canon, why are you getting so mad about it? The Black Sun shippers can't even get that. They can't even get a little something thrown their way, even in a non-canon canon manga, according to you. According to you, it's not even canon, and you still won't let Black Sun have anything at all. That's how petty you guys are. What a joke. It sounds like these people are mad that Blake had a dance with Sun and they removed the Blake and Yang scene. I don't even really like Sun that much. I've said Volume 4, I hated Sun. Volume 5, he started to become okay to me. In Volume 6, I'm tolerant of him now. Like, I like him now, but it took him a lot of work to get to like. And I have never really, like, been the biggest shipper of Black Sun because I think Sun was creepy in Volume 4. Again, I thought he was like a stalker. Like, man, I complained so much about Sun in Volume 4. I gave him so much crap. A lot of Sun fans were upset with me, but I'll be honest. The Sun fans who were upset with me never went nearly as far as these ridiculous Bumblebee shippers. The fanatical ones, I think they call themselves like wasps or something. Like, man, you know when you're making subset for your ship names that are supposed to sound like aggressive like that you're on some weird shit. I'm sorry. Like, regular Bumblebee shippers have a nickname for themselves, like bees or, you know, bee shippers or whatever, because Bumblebee. And then you have this subset, again, I'm reiterating this because it's so out there, they call themselves wasps. Like, is that supposed to sound cool? Okay, you buzz around and you're annoying. You like to sting people. So, nice. Cool, I guess. Great job, man. Great job. You guys are really a bunch of real badasses over there. I need a sip of coffee. Hold up. Oh my god. I can't even say it like sarcastically in a serious manner, dude. Wasps. Like, oh my gosh. Hold up. Oh, it's a good thing that's not whiskey, man. I would be cracking up way too much right now. What the heck? So let's take a look at some more of these. Welp, guess I'm dropping my Viz Manga subscription. I can't believe I paid for someone to completely invalidate an entire main character's powerful personal journey just to make her out to be a one-dimensional fan service blonde bimbo with a temper. Oh, and then for extra... Wait, hold up. I have to comment on that. Powerful personal journey? You're talking about one scene that lasted like maybe 2 minutes in the show? That 2-minute scene was her powerful personal journey? These people are reaching so hard. Oh my gosh. And then for extra measure, let's just replace all her screen time with minor character dudes guilt-tripping girls into going on a date with them / dancing with them. I love Team RWBSN, question mark, question mark, question mark. Who's the useless blonde idiot that keeps hanging around Ruby? LOL. She's annoying. Words cannot describe how angry I am about this, y'all. What kind of dumpster fire last-second cutting corners trash tomfoolery? Pretty glad I never started reading it now. LMFAO, says another person with a Yang profile picture. Hopping back to Reddit for a moment because take a look at this segment. Reads, what's more important is the seeming goal to complete this project as quick as possible. Juniper barely appeared in the initiation. The badge and the burden was cut, as was Jaundice. At the time, we thought this was going to get to the juicy bits and pave over less well-received parts of the show. But no, scenes just kept getting cut. Emerald and Mercury's appearance, Pyrrha's fight, everything in the post above, which takes me back to what I said earlier about the manga having already cut plenty of material, but they didn't complain about it then. They were fine with it then, but when it becomes a Yang and Blake issue, that's when these people get very vocal. Because, again, they seem to only care about Ruby, not for Ruby. They don't seem to care about Ruby, the show, or Team Ruby, the team. They seem to only care about Blake and Yang. Which leads me to this as well. I wouldn't be making a video on this topic if these people would share their opinions without bullying others. But that's not what these fanatical Bumblebee shippers are, these wasps or whatever you want to call them. They attack anyone who has any slightly different opinion, and that's why I make content about them at times, because they go after other people, they bully other people, and I think everyone should just get along. I think that would be great. But they think a different approach. So that's why we'll laugh at their nonsense, because they're so full of hate that it's gross, but at least it can be entertaining. I see in this Reddit thread, Bronwyn OSV is here. You guys remember him, right? That's the person who hates me so much that they tried to smear me and failed, and made a very terrible meme that also failed, because in that meme, they decided to put Monty's name in there and try to use Monty as an insulting talking point to me when you should just leave Monty out of your bullshit drama. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that. And that video has like 30K plus views, and a lot of people agree that what you did was very gross, very disgusting. If you have a problem with me, take it up with me yourself. Don't bring Monty's name into it, you freaking coward, you weirdo. Anyways, let's take a look at what they write. I understand having to change some things for the manga, and with the power of hindsight, it could have been good for some of the issues in RWBY proper, like the Velvet retcon and the Jaundice mini-arc. So they're fine with that being removed or changed. But removing this entire interaction, good lord, this is bad. This sounds like what an extreme Bumblebee hater would do if they were writing the show. I feel like there has to be some executive meddling involved in this. Executive meddling. That's how far these people are reaching now, implying that some executives over at Viz are Bumblebee haters, and they chose for that scene to be cut, despite admitting above that there's been plenty of other cuts in the manga as well, and they weren't complaining about that, and they finish off with this. And considering how Juniper is persona non grata, the Battle of Beacon would likely have been a dumpster fire since we'd have no reason to care about Pura. As upsetting as the RWBY manga was, I just want to say thank you to DC Comics for restoring my faith in literature, lol. Imagine writing that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The RWBY comic was absolutely bloom with bees and gave us Yang, I'm gay, with for my best friend and want to spend my life with her, Xiao Long. Next comic, please give us Blake. I miss my best friend because I'm in love with her, Belladonna. Suddenly glad I don't read the RWBY manga. Imagine looking up to today and receiving a shitty chapter that ignores the arcs of two of the main characters, reduces Blake to a trophy that owes Sun something, and makes Yang have the level of importance of the Shadow People from Volume 1. P.S. This has nothing to do with shipping. Right. It has to do with complete downgrading of the importance of the two damn main characters. Well, let's just take a look at your profile hypothetically and see how obsessed you are with shipping or not. What? Dude, in their bio, they put CEO of Bumblebee. CEO of Bumblebee. Tag Sunny Little Dragon. Blake with a Yang emblem. Girls in their banner. Yang's off in the side. And I have a feeling there's probably a bunch of, yep, Blake and Yang stuff being retweeted. But it has nothing to do with shipping, man, I swear. Gotta be honest, I gotta wrap this video up. There's too much weirdness here. It's starting to be too much. Originally, I wanted to go back to that Reddit post and take a look at the rest of it and read some of the responses. But I gotta take a break from all these fanatics. They're really creepy. I'm getting creeped out. Very bad vibes. So instead, let me give some shoutouts to the kind people who promoted my last two videos. Thank you for that. And hey, we just hit 69.5 subs. That's amazing, man. 70K soon. That's freaking awesome. Thank you all for being a part of that journey. Much appreciated. If you enjoy this video as well, please consider sharing it, commenting down below, hitting the like button, and if you want to be more direct, consider backing this channel on Patreon or becoming a channel member with the join button. That's right here on YouTube, right down below. Although I think it's only available in the US right now for some reason. Hopefully they roll it out internationally. That'd be great. But hey, shouts out to Ishra, Rio Mao, Lord Bear 92, Coden X, Super Speed 21, YT, Game Wizard 02, Altier, A Shot of Whiskey. We got on the other one, Coden X, Ronan, Lord Bear 92, The Lancaster Kid, Anna Ravenheart, John Edward C.A., Glenos Beta, Nameless CYKA, Hates Your Fandom, Ishra, and Altier Eggs Benedict. Hey, thank you all very much. I'll see you in the next